Have you ever felt like you were living in a lie? Like the person you love the most in the world is hiding a part of themselves, and you're stuck in the middle of it? That's my story, and today, I'm sharing it with you. What do you do when the person you married, the person you thought you knew inside and out, reveals a side of themselves that changes everything? How do you stay true to yourself while trying to support them? This is about love, secrets, and the struggle to find intimacy in a marriage that feels one-sided. If you've ever felt alone in your relationship or like your needs weren't being met, stick around. And if you can relate, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Don't forget to subscribe for more real, raw conversations like this. I've been married to my husband for several years. On the surface, we have what looks like the perfect marriage. He's my best friend, my rock, and in so many ways, the perfect partner. He's kind, supportive, and always there for me emotionally. He's the kind of man who remembers the little things, like how I take my coffee or the way I like my blankets folded at night. He's the one who holds me when I cry, who cheers me on when I'm doubting myself, and who makes me laugh when I need it most. But there's one part of our relationship that's been breaking me: our physical connection. At first, I didn't notice anything was wrong. We were like any other couple, busy with work, life, and the usual ups and downs. We had our routines, our inside jokes, and our shared dreams. But over time, I started noticing that he wasn't as interested in me physically. It wasn't like he was rejecting me outright, but there was this distance, a hesitation. I told myself it was stress. He was working long hours, and I figured maybe he was just tired. Or maybe it was me. Maybe I wasn't doing enough to keep the spark alive. I tried to brush it off, but the feeling wouldn't go away. It was like this quiet, nagging voice in the back of my mind telling me that something wasn't right. I started paying more attention, looking for clues, trying to piece together what was going on. And the more I noticed, the harder it was to ignore. He'd pull away when I tried to kiss him. He'd make excuses to avoid being intimate. And when we did have sex, it felt different. Like he was going through the motions, but his mind was somewhere else. I couldn't shake the feeling that he was holding something back. And eventually, I found out the truth. One day, I stumbled across something that changed everything. I wasn't snooping, I want to make that clear. I was looking for a file on his laptop, something work-related that he'd asked me to find. But as I was searching, I came across a folder I didn't recognize. It was labeled innocuously enough, but when I opened it, my heart stopped. Inside were videos, images, and search histories that revealed a side of him I had never known. He was attracted to something I couldn't give him. He liked chicks with dicks. I remember staring at the screen, my mind racing, my chest tightening. I didn't even know how to process it. I was shocked, confused, and honestly a little hurt. But more than anything, I wanted to understand. I didn't want to judge him. I love him and I wanted to be supportive. So I decided to try something to make him happy. I went online, did some research, and ordered a strap-on. I thought maybe this could be a way for us to connect, to bridge the gap that had been growing between us. The night I brought it up, I was terrified. My hands were shaking and my heart was pounding in my chest. I didn't know how he would react, but when I told him what I'd found and what I wanted to try, his face lit up. He looked relieved, like a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. That night, we tried it. And you know what? He loved it. He was so turned on, more than I'd seen in a long time. For a moment, I felt like we'd found something that worked, something that could bring us closer. But after it was over, I locked myself in the bathroom and cried. I sat on the cold tile floor, my knees pulled to my chest, and I sobbed. I felt like I wasn't enough for him, like I was trying to be someone I'm not, just to make him happy. It was one of the most painful moments of my life. Since that night, we've only had sex once. It's like there's this unspoken tension between us now, this invisible wall that neither of us knows how to break down. I feel like I'm losing him, and I don't know how to fix it. I love my husband. I love him more than anything, but I'm struggling. I'm struggling to reconcile the man I thought I knew with the man he's revealed himself to be. I'm struggling to figure out where I fit in this new version of our relationship. And I'm struggling to find a way to meet his needs without losing myself in the process. I feel like I was sold a bill of goods. When we got married, I thought I was marrying someone who wanted me, who desired me. I thought I was marrying someone who saw me as their everything, someone who couldn't wait to hold me, touch me, and be close to me. And in so many ways, he's still the perfect husband. He's kind, supportive, and my best friend. He's the person I can talk to about anything, the one who knows me better than anyone else. But when it comes to physical intimacy, he's not my husband. He's not my lover, and that's something I need. It's hard not to take it personally, to feel like I'm not desirable or wanted. I look in the mirror and wonder, what's wrong with me? Why doesn't he want me? I've spent so many nights staring at my reflection, picking myself apart. Is it my body? My face? Am I not sexy enough? Am I not enough for him? I try to remind myself that it's not about me, that this is something deeper, something he's struggling with. But it's hard. It's so hard not to feel like I'm the problem. I've tried everything to feel better about myself. I've bought new clothes, tried new hairstyles, even started working out more, thinking maybe if I look different, he'd want me again. But no matter what I do, nothing changes. And that's the part that hurts the most, knowing that it's not something I can fix. It's like being in a relationship where you're starving for affection, but the person you love is full from something else. You're left feeling invisible, like you don't matter. And the worst part is you can't even be mad at them because you know it's not intentional. It's not like he's trying to hurt me. He's not doing this on purpose. But that doesn't make it hurt any less. We've talked about this endlessly. I've sat him down so many times, trying to get him to open up. I've begged him to be honest with himself, to come out and live his truth. I told him I'd always love him and be his friend, no matter what. I've said those words over and over again, hoping they'd give him the courage to say what's really on his mind. But I can't keep living in this lie. It's not fair to me, and it's not fair to him either. I've asked him so many questions, trying to understand. I've asked him if he's happy, if he feels fulfilled, if there's something I can do to make things better. And his answers are always the same. He says he loves me, that he's happy, that there's nothing wrong. But I know that's not true. I can see it in his eyes, in the way he avoids certain topics, in the way he pulls away when I try to get close. I love him so much, but I also have needs. I crave touch, connection, and the bond that comes with it. Without it, I feel like I'm losing a part of myself. And the worst part is, I feel like I'm watching him live a lie too. I hate seeing him hide who he really is. I just want him to be free, even if that means letting him go. I've even asked him, do you still want me? Do you still love me in that way? And his answers are always vague. He'll say things like, of course I love you, or you're my everything. But he never really answers the question. It's like he's afraid to admit the truth, even to himself. And that's what hurts the most. Knowing that he's struggling just as much as I am, but neither of us knows how to fix it. This isn't just about me or him. It's about how we navigate love, honesty, and our own identities. Relationships are messy, and sometimes love isn't enough to make things work. But that doesn't mean the love isn't real. I know he loves me, and I love him, but love without intimacy, without connection, feels incomplete. I've spent so many nights lying awake, thinking about what to do. Do I stay and keep trying, hoping that things will change? Or do I let him go, even though it would break my heart? It's not an easy decision, and I don't have all the answers. But what I do know is that we both deserve to be happy. We both deserve to feel loved and wanted, in every way. I've thought about what life would look like if we separated. I've imagined what it would feel like to wake up in a bed without him, to go through my days without hearing his voice or seeing his smile. The thought of losing him is unbearable. But at the same time, I can't keep living like this. I can't keep feeling like I'm not enough, like I'm invisible in my own marriage. If you're in a relationship where you feel unseen or unfulfilled, know that you're not alone. It's okay to want more. It's okay to ask for what you need. And it's okay to let go if that's what's best for both of you. You deserve to feel loved and wanted just as much as your partner does. Have you ever been in a relationship where you felt like you were living a lie, or where your needs weren't being met? Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Let's start a conversation about the things we don't always talk about. And if this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more honest conversations about love, life, and everything in between. Remember, you deserve love, honesty, and connection. Don't settle for less than what makes your heart and soul feel alive. You're not alone in this. Thank you so much for being here and listening to my story. I hope it helps someone out there feel less alone. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. And remember, the hardest conversations are often the ones that lead to the most growth. Be brave, be honest, and don't be afraid to fight for the love and life you deserve.
Like and subscribe.